Hello everybody, this is Bitcoin Macro, and on this video guys, I'm gonna give you some of the top 5 coins that I like right now. They are all in the top 100, they are all layer 1 solutions. So, some alternatives to Ethereum, some of the coins that you might be finding very interesting right now. So it's gonna be Cardano, Polkadot, IOTA, Stellar, and Cosmos. So these are the 5 ones. It's going to be a quick video. It's not going to be something where I'm going to talk too much about them because, there are so many bullish coins right now. I've uploaded a lot of ideas. I've uploaded a lot of stuff. I've been quite bullish after the correction. I did mention the 47K was going to be a potential bottom. It was the bottom for Bitcoin and essentially also for the crypto market, and things have been going very well, and I do believe they're gonna keep doing fairly well or even get into a very explosive phase, which I'm not going to explain in this video guys. You can follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on TradingView, where I do share my analysis, or even mostly on my Telegram channel, which you can find down in the description below. So just come visit. It's all free. There is nothing very special. Well, my analysis is special in my opinion, but I mean, you will find a lot of clean stuff. I never argue with people. It's all nice and well structured. So if you want more updates on the videos that I make, because, for example, I did make an update today about several coins, but I cannot keep updating my views after coins pump a lot or they dump a lot. Okay. So it's just better for you to come visit there and get updates from me. So right now, the main one is Cardano, because I quite like the structure of Cardano right here. So again, it did have that massive pump in 2017 and 2018. It came all the way back down slowly. It did have that nice accumulation period where it went sideways after retrace the whole cycle. It did have its nice pump when the staking 2.0, when the mainnet actually got launched, then eventually pulled back massively after the big correction of alts after the summer, plus Bitcoin rallying really hard. And then it had a big rally earlier on this year. At some point, it was even outperforming Ethereum and many other coins. Okay, so especially in February, once DeFi started topping, several other coins like Cardano started doing very well, especially because of the high Ethereum fees. And I do believe that the narrative about the high Ethereum fees will keep prevailing, and that's why I was bullish on Matic, and I've made a separate video on that one. So again, I'm just making a video on these coins guys because I do like them right now. I'm not saying there aren't any other bullish coins. I'm not saying that these are exactly the best, but right now I do like it, because when I see a coin, for example, reclaim such a key support level, old support level, most recently a resistance level like here, similar thing happened right here as well. So it's looking fairly bullish, and after the correction this held very nicely. So even after the dump we had the support hold very well. Okay, so it got bought up very quickly. So we had the big dump, but then the price came all the way up here, and that's why also we knew that after the Bitcoin correction, when that chart held so nicely, and many other similar charts, they held so well, that was the time that potentially alts could be going higher. So look at this, it swept all those lows, it came all the way down to where this big candle occurred, and it's looking ready to go higher. Now, because Ethereum is pumping, maybe Cardano and some of those coins slowed down a bit. Okay, but I don't believe that DeFi and Ethereum are going to go too much higher before these coins start moving, because we've exhausted most of the narratives, and because we've had that major correction. We are in the next phase in this bull market. We are in the final phase of this alt season. This is not the final alt season of the bull market. There's going to be another major alt season, but eventually this alt season will end and Bitcoin will be rallying on its own. This is not the time yet, at least not in my opinion, but eventually you have to be aware that maybe at the beginning of June, maybe at the end of June, potentially we will see altcoins stop, because I do feel like this is a very similar situation to what happened in July of 2020 and afterwards we had the final phase of the alt season where we had massive pumps. So I'm not saying returns are going to go down, we're going to have major pumps if the top is not in, of course, because who knows, maybe the top is in. I don't believe the top is in. So if you don't believe the top is in, you would be expecting those coins to do fairly well. And the more I see a coin go up like this, and the more it's testing its resistance like this, it does look like, you know, a triangle, okay? It's going higher and higher, it's testing the same resistance. Eventually this resistance will break. The higher the market is closing, the shallower the dips become, the more quickly the market is getting bought, like in this occasion right here. Look at this candle and this candle here. So these are all both very nice. Now the market keeps getting weaker from rejecting the price, and it will go higher from here. So when I look, for example, on Polkadot, it's another one that I do find quite interesting because it's in a kind of similar situation. Now, Polkadot has been one that I expected to do better earlier on, so I've been wrong on the timing. I did expect Polkadot to do better at some point right here. It did actually pump, but it got rejected very viciously. But the structure of Polkadot does remind me a bit. So, you know, that does look a bit like a cup and handle pattern. So this is like the cup here, and this is like the handle right there. And now, after it got like that nice breakout right there, it's forming like, it's just consolidating above the support level. Okay, it's just retesting the support again and again. But I do believe that this is support, okay? Because look at for how long that was resistance. And look at how nicely the dips are getting bought right now. Now you might be saying this support is getting weaker, and that's true. So if we start breaking below this level, I would be thinking that, you know, maybe it's time to exit, because I don't like this rejection. But it's also, if you assume that this is getting tested many times, you have to assume the same thing for the top right there. So if Polkadot starts going higher, I do believe that this time it might just have a little dip and then move much higher very quickly. Okay, now if it starts going down, like I said, that's probably a time to exit. And potentially you could be buying the dip right here at 32,000 Satoshis, but that's quite far away from here. So next one is IOTA. And it's one that I really like. Now, the fundamentals of IOTA are not that great. I'm not a big fan of the coin, but the truth is that they are having a massive upgrade right now. And, you know, when you've had that triple top right here, that resistance breaking, and then also this resistance essentially having turned into support, if we look at the short-term time frames, well, at least the daily, which is shorter than the weekly, after such a massive capitulation, then, you know, this could potentially go much higher. Now, anyone can say anything they want about IOTA, but, you know, all those coins that have a fairly big fan base could do very well, especially if the technicals allow it. So look at this again, all those shadows from those weeks, the market quickly was buying the dips. Here, that was key resistance, got broken, market's pushing higher, and same story right here. So that was resistance, that was resistance. So all the people selling in this area will eventually be at a loss. Okay, and this also looked like an accumulation. That was the Wyckoff, textbook Wyckoff drop. That's the spring right here. Boom. That was the trap. Boom, higher. So not much else to say. Maybe you want to look at the IoT BTC chart on Bitfinex because it's a little bit more complete. It goes back a little bit further, so it's still fairly cheap. Okay, it's still below its low on November 2017. That's where it started rallying really hard. It was one of the coins that started rallying along with Bitcoin as Bitcoin was going higher, and topped along with Bitcoin back then, while other coins kept going much higher. So it's still overall kind of cheap. Now, with many of these coins, I'll be surprised if they come all the way up here, but at the same time, I do expect a few coins to surpass the 2018 all-time highs. We've already seen some do it. Now some might just do it briefly and then collapse, but I do believe that some of those coins will be able to surpass those highs. But at least, even if that's not the case, I could easily see IOTA come all the way up here at some point, which would be a 200% gain. Then we've got Stellar. Stellar is one that's very fascinating to me. I'm gonna put the STR. I'm just gonna look at the Polonic chart. It's not the best chart because it has that wick right there. But look at this, guys. So it does remind me a little bit of this situation. Now, this was a downtrend, but this has been really flat. And just look at this, like, look at all these nice cycles again and again and again. And the price has been going sideways. But also remember that when Stellar was somewhere around here, it got listed on Coinbase. It was probably around here. And then it started dumping and dumping and dumping. So since it got listed on Coinbase, it hasn't had that major pump. And the truth is that because XRP is out of the equation, at least for now, maybe XRP does get relisted on US exchanges because it's deemed not a security by the SEC, then potentially the XRP could do very well. But Stellar might be one of those coins that is the next XRP. Now, some people are saying Cardano is the next XRP because it has a big army behind it. But I do believe that Stellar could be one of those coins that do extremely well because it has been going sideways versus Bitcoin for 1.5 years, or maybe even a bit more. Okay, so to be precise, maybe I would say 600 days, and potentially I could say that the sideways movement started from here because that's exactly the candle that we're looking. That's exactly where the price was right here. So 675 days. That's a really long time, guys. That's a really long time. So I do expect it to do something very, very big at some point. It's almost 2 years, maybe minus 2 months. 24th of July with 28th of April. That's massive. So eventually when that breaks higher, I do expect it to come all the way up here. I don't know when the break is going to happen, but it is, in my opinion, going to happen. Again, no investment advice. Again, just don't follow anybody blindly, not me, not nobody else. No matter how successful somebody is, you need to know how to do it yourself. Plus, that person might change his opinion, like I said earlier in the video, and you will need to be able to get some updates or even get the knowledge that that person has to get somebody to educate you, and I could be that person for you. But again, I'm not trading for you. I'm not your financial advisor, and don't take any of what I say as financial advice. No matter how good a coin might be looking, we just never follow somebody else blindly, especially with a lot of money. Now, if you manage risk properly and you also seem to agree with the idea, that's fine. Now, for Stellar, maybe this could also be a little bit of a top right here, and then a little pullback and then higher. But again, I do believe that eventually it will get here and potentially even make new all-time highs later on this year. Now, I don't really have anything special for any of those coins. Fundamentally, a lot of big stuff are coming. Potentially, there have been some massive upgrades for, let's say, Cosmos or Stargate. We've had some stuff with Stellar as well. Now, Stellar recently had some major issues, but they've probably been solved. And also, same stuff for Cardano and Polkadot. Lots of stuff coming for all of those. And you know, guys, it's very hard to keep up with everything, and that's why we're looking at charts right now. A lot of these things that are happening, if it's not for a really, really big event, then they don't really matter that much for the market because there's so many news coming up or every single day that, you know, you should be careful with considering every little detail as being something massive. Because let's say something big is coming for the coin, but the whole market is correcting, then that coin is going to get hurt as well. So don't expect that, oh, because, you know, this coin has X upgrade coming, things are going to go so well that I'm going to keep it when the rest of the market is dumping. You have to understand that most of the market forces right now are more powerful than any individual coin separately. Okay, so again, massive sideways movement. I do expect a very big pump at some point, and I do believe that maybe it could come all the way down here if there is a correction. it could, but I don't really expect it to go much further down from here without at some point going much higher. This is the largest accumulation I've seen so far. This is the largest sideways movement I've seen so far, and potentially it is for a good reason, because we're coming out of a massive distribution period. So this was distribution, this is accumulation, guys, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is what it takes to recover from such a massive distribution. Okay, so it's fairly normal. Like, for example, I'm just going to give a brief example on Tezos and then move forward to other coins. Look, this was a massive distribution and this coin hasn't recovered yet. Okay, so it might take a little longer for some nice accumulation for this to pump, or even it might not come back at all. So finally, let's talk about Cosmos. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it's a coin that I really like, guys. I really do. And the chart is very special in my opinion, because look, Cosmos is one of the, let's say, relatively younger coins, because it came in 2019. It came after Bitcoin had already gone up quite a bit. Also, Bitcoin was rallying, alts were still correcting. So it came in the bear market of alts, okay? And that's why it did bottom right well, while everything else bottomed as well. It had a very big rally at the time. When it started, I think it was up from the ICO like 50x. The ICO happened in 2017, in early 2017. They had raised about $17 million. That became a massive amount afterwards. It was up like 80x or something. So that's why it did dump quite a bit. And that's why potentially we've had this nice, I would say, accumulation period where, look at this, we formed a nice range, okay? Nice bottom, nice drop. First, it took out the high, then it took out the low. And usually on a range, we usually take out the high first if we want to go higher, then take the low, and then break higher. That's usually how this movement works in a range. You've probably heard the term before. You can Google up what is a trading range. And usually this is, you can consider this potential accumulation. Now, this isn't the cleanest example of accumulation. That's nothing compared to, let's say, what Stratis or Stellar are looking like. I don't want to, they're not actually comparable, but you could consider it to an extent. At least you can consider it like as a pure range that's about to break out. So I do believe that right now this is showing a lot of strength. The reason that I'm showing the 3-day chart isn't anything special. I'm just showing it because I do believe it's helpful to just show you the big picture, but not because I have any special reason for it. But look at this. This has held for so long and the price just keeps looking like it wants to go higher. It's refusing to drop. Now, if it goes down, I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like this first. But I do believe that given the strength of the market, it could just fly. So I do believe that right here, we might see, or right here, we might see a little bit of a pullback, then come down here to those highs, and then go higher. Maybe even come all the way down here. Oops, my bad. And then go higher. So once again, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Please like, subscribe, just leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know which coin you like, why you like it. Let me know if I'm missing something. Let me know why maybe I should like one of those coins more than another. If there is any fundamental catalyst coming up, okay? So anything you want to tell us, just please give me your feedback. Follow me on TradingView. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me. Just follow my Telegram channel, and I'll be happy to help you. If you have any questions, just throw it down in the comments and I do my best to answer your questions. So once again, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.